You're most welcome back to Daudi Alaba's laboratory. We are being so long that we had been not being in this channel. Actually, in this particular farm, this is a layer farm that I recently constructed. You can see this house is the one that actually was the one which has the most challenge that I've ever got ever since I started poultry farming. So there are quite a lot of things that really changed in this particular location. Initially, when I was constructing this chicken house, it was that time that it was actually not really very nice place for us to have a farm. But because of the location and the size of the land that we had over here, and we made sure that we can do a production from what seemed to be nothing. So we, like I always say, if the best is not available, automatically the available becomes the best. So that is what has been transformed and translated into this farm. So what we have here, we already have birds, layers, which we have already kept for up to 14 weeks. It means we are very soon starting to collect eggs. So, and we are going to be moving around to check on some of the few things that has changed over this place here. Farming is something which is based on biosecurity. We started by fencing the place. Actually, it was quite a little bit challenging. We did our best to make sure that there is fence. And but the major reason for this fence is to really protect other people from other places to really access the chicken house or to have direct contact to the chicken house. So the fence is in such a way that the location is not really very big enough, but still this is very necessary. You cannot go through farming without having a fence in such a place. So we had managed to have a fence, and also the other thing that a farm needs is the water source. You see, this place around here we don't have natural water which we can supply to our birds. And remember, birds, they take a lot of water. I have here like 2,000 layers. And these layers, in average, they take up to 50 jerrycans of water. They will take 50 jerrycans of water every day. So what was the solution? We cannot wait for the rain every time to really get water for us. So we managed to have this. You can see there is this point which is built here. This is our water point. It was manually dug, and it is also clean water. This is a very clean water that actually human beings can also take, but for now it's not yet ready for human beings. But for animals, we are treating it really using a certain chemical which actually is working so well for us. Ever since we started this flock, they've been drinking this water. Over 14 weeks now, we are being using this water. So we have chicken in both sections. We have the lower section of the house and the upper section. The lower section is smaller than the upper section because it was initially a house. And the way we have done this farm is in such a way that it is self-contained. We have our store right here, and this store is where we keep our chicken feed. And that upper section of the farm, you can see there's that gentleman who is sitting up there. That is our residence. That is where we reside at the time of work. That is when we rest and do other things also. So I will take you inside there. The major purpose of this video today is we are having one of the very important practice of farming today, which is de-beaking. What is de-beaking? Is cutting of the beaks of the birds. Why would you cut the beaks of the birds? Because they have this tendency of developing the character, which actually is very dangerous. That's what we call cannibalism, eating each other, pecking, and also eating their eggs. So we don't need that to happen in the chicken house, especially when they start that aspect of cannibalism. Eating themselves is the worst thing that happens in your farm. So you should never miss to de-beak your chicken. So how can somebody de-beak chicken? There are normally two methods of de-beaking. Somebody can use the manual de-beaker that we are going to be seeing inside there. Actually, it's the right thing that we are going to be using today. So I will take you inside, most preferably the upper section. Let us first check on the lower section of the chicken house, and then we shall go up there. That is when we start to de-beak our birds. And then what you're going to be learning here is how actually the birds are being raised or being grown. This is our gate. It opens inside. Just enter here. We have two people working with the chicken. I have total of like 3 workers here in this farm. and then 2 of them works in the chicken house and the other one works in the external environment. So one person works permanently here and another person works permanently up at the upper section. So I'm not worried about entering into both sections at this particular right time because I am already biosecure. So we don't have issue of sickness that can be transmitted from the lower section to the upper section right now. So I'm not worried because as long as the birds are of the same age and they're healthy, the birds are healthy. They are on their 14th week, I mean, and the way they have grown actually is very healthy. They have never fallen sick, and I'm expecting them to give me eggs or to start produce for me the result that I need from them when they are going to be doing the baking in both sections, both down and up. Considering 2,000 layers, we are only 4 people here right now. 2 of us we are going to be cutting, and the others are going to be catching the birds. You see, they're also arrogant. They can be running around. They are not just docile. They are very active. You really need to catch them. And then 2 people are going to be catching the birds. As for us, we shall be cutting, and this is what is going to take the whole day today. That's the activity that is going to be happening right today. So. So this side of the place is very empty, and then we shall check on this other side. All the birds are piled here, and then we are going to start by debeaking them. What happens is you pick one bird from that side, and then you cut the beak, you throw it into this empty space. It will be filled, and then this place is ample for them, for them to be after the debeaking. So it means we have piled all of them in one space, and then after debeaking them, we shall bring them this side. Why we are doing this one is to avoid just random debeaking, whereby you don't know how many birds already debeaked. We want to make sure that all those that are not debeaked are on one side, and after debeaking them, all of them also come to be on one side. So we are going to be seeing how we are debeaking right from here. Let us take a look. This is the type of debeaker. This is the type of debeaker that actually we are going to be using for debeaking. You can see this is a very sharp blade that actually is designed in such a way that it cuts the beak of the bird. Now we will shall come closer, and then I will show you how to cut the beak. What you need to do, you can put up on it. What you need to do is you look at this beak, and then you check the size of the beak is too sharp. Now what happens is we are going to cut it into half, and when we are cutting, make sure that you don't cut the tongue. The tongue is already here. You see, this is the tongue, but make sure you don't cut the tongue. What you should do is you touch the bird from here. You touch it here, and then the beak will go a little bit inside. Let us see, for example, this is where we're going to cut. It is halfway. We're cutting it like that, and then you see how the beak appears. Normally there is blood that comes, but the tongue is never cut. So that is how professional it is supposed to be done. And this way it is not going to develop very time soon. So you can give the bird the vitamin that it desires. So probably it is going to take the vitamin by itself. So we are going to continue debeaking them. Since the number of the birds are very many, we shall hurry up a little bit so that we really keep on the time. So the number is many. We have 2,000 layers that we are debeaking right now, and we are trying to hurry up. This is one section of the house. Actually, we have also another section that is already up there, and this is the other section. We shall continue debeaking them until they get finished. So let us continue the work as we proceed with the other things.